Only go when you're lonely. I thought that you would tell. This is my friends, you are. When I get my bitches like that, I'm sorry. Me to a dog, baby, I'm sorry, not sorry. You see the real and you show me the fake. What the fuck did you think? Don't touch it, 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 don't touch it. At least I got it.
What's up, guys? This is actually one of my favorite builds at the moment. It's really fun and it's like stupidly broken. There's not many counters to this build. The only counters to this build would be like Silent Heart, but let's be real, Silent Heart counters everybody. But yeah, this build is very fun and it's not hard to make whatsoever. So let's get straight into how I made the build. So looking at my, looking at my talents first. These, I'll just scroll through. You guys can like slow the video and have a look yourself. But you want to get all the ice talents and all the fire talents. They're all really good, as you can see. Some of the vital cards, like I'd say Speed Demon, Mirage Clones, these two are very important. You don't need Bulldozer, it's very good to have. You don't need Warrior's Back, good to have. Dasher Claws, very nice. Aggressive Posture, don't need it. Saint J, apparently it works with Crystal. I haven't done the testing yet. I am going to test it to see if it actually does. But if it does, Saint J is really good with Crystal. Neuroplasticity, this is a must-have, so you can have that extra slot of mantras. Exo, that's a must-have. These two are like my favorite fire cards. These two, like Final Act, just insane for combos, and Graceful Steps and Dancing Steps is going to make you move super smoothly around your enemies. Your movement's going to be crazy with these. Elemental Rebound, very useful, so you don't run out of tempo. Condition Runner, Wyvern's Claw. Condition Runner is a must-have. Wyvern's Claw, it's up to you, it's preference. You know, it's not like a must-have. I am playing Crystal on this build, and I am using the Temperature Shock card. That card is insane. Like when it first came out, I read that, I was like, yep, I have to make a build for it. If I can just find it. Oh, there we go, I found it. Okay. Temperature Shock. Your fire mantras now detonate any stacked crystals. This is insane. Think of crystals as little bombs on your enemy, like little dynamites, like little C4s. And usually to use the trigger, you'd have to stack more C4s. But with the fire thing, you're instantly detonating. No matter how many stacks of crystal you have on them, they get blown the fuck up. And it's so good. It synergizes so well. And it's extremely fun. So that's why I am using Chilling as my main weapon. I'm using a spear, but I do also have a Forgotten Gladius Chilling. I do change out between them, but I do also have all the spear cards. It's really what I'm feeling at the moment. Usually it's more leaning towards the spear. Also, about my weapon, because I only have 78 medium weapon and I don't do much damage with my normal weapon. As you can see, it's only 27.8. This is also with my rings all on, and plus the bleed. So I do run crazy slots. If I pull the medium crazy slots, I do upwards of like 35 to 38 damage. And that's not even including the multipliers from like Speed Demon and stuff. But yeah, so you definitely want to get crazy slots if you can. Honestly, I can sometimes pull this toothpick and it can fuck me up in a fight. But even then, it still procs my crystal because I am running Chilling. And that just synergizes my fire mantras really well. So crazy slots is always a good option to run. If I can just pull the medium weapons, I can show you the damage. Up there, as you can see, I got the longsword. So with the longsword, I will put up like the actual damage with all my multipliers on the screen. But with the longsword, divine longsword, doing 38.8, and with 0.8 swing speed, the longsword is fucking crazy. Honestly, probably my favorite weapon in the game, but obviously I can only have it for a minute. But yeah, the crazy slot synergizes so well with this build. It's extremely fun to play with crazy slots. Going into my stats, as you can see, this is obviously after Shrine, so I actually couldn't fit 100 medium into this. That's why my medium is quite low, so I don't do as much damage as I possibly could. I was meant to have 80, something went wrong, and I had 2 into charisma. I miscalculated, but I only have 78. Initially, what I was gonna do, I was gonna go 60 frost draw and 100 weapon, or like 90 something. But that fell through when I was making the build, and I accidentally put too many points to frost draw. So I was like, I might as well go to 80, get level 5 mantras, and then have only 78 medium. These are my stats. I'll put up the pre-shine stats on screen for you guys, so you guys can copy the build. My traits are kind of weird. It's like evenly distributed throughout all 3. But you can very well take points out of either proficiency or song chant and put them into whichever one you want to do. This is mostly preference, to be honest. Going into like my equipment, I am using the Prophet's Cloak because most of my damage comes from my mantras. So I'm using Prophet's Cloak. My gear, all of it is like really good, like especially because Iron Singing heavy play is really good. Most of it is really good. I could find some better gear. My rings can get like better. These rings are pretty shit, but most of my gear is pretty good. These are my stats. I have 450 HP, 25 posture, 305 ether, 124 tempo. So like my stats are pretty good. The HP could be more, but like I said, my equipment isn't best. I can definitely improve on that. This is a dual attunement build, so I genuinely do recommend when you are making this build, you want to burn almost everything. You want to burn almost everything and anything you don't need, especially for your mantras, because you have 2 pools of mantras you can pick for. So before you even make the build, before you start it, in the Deepwoken builder website, you want to pick out the mantras you're going to use. Okay, you want to know exactly what mantra you need and you don't need, because you want to get rid of as many mantras from your pool as possible, because when at some point you're going to finish the build and you're going to maybe miss 1 or 2, when you do farm like knowledge to re-roll, it's not going to take as long. So yeah, I definitely recommend burning as many mantras and cards you don't need as possible. So that's why you want to max out your starting aces. Speaking of mantras, these are the mantras I'm using. We'll go Ash Slam, Fireblade, Ice Daggers, Ice Skate. That's just my main mobility. Flame Wisp, this best support thing in the game. Let's put Blue Gem on this. Fire Palm, Ice Forge, Ice Lance, Rising Flame. And then you're probably gonna look at my hotbar and be like, holy shit, you have a mantra per fucking slot. Like, it's insane. And yes, I have them all binded. That's why I can play like that. So the reason I can actually have this many mantras is because I go Oathless, which gives me 2 wild cards. And then I go Neuro, which gives me 3 extra slots, so I can have my entire hotbar full of mantras. Yeah, so like honestly, this build is really fun, as you guys saw in the clip previously. If you want to recreate it, it's not difficult at all. And yeah, that's it for now. If you guys did enjoy, hit the subscribe button, and without further ado, have a nice day, everybody.